Today, I'm sharing the mistakes that I made when I bought my first home as a 23-year-old real estate agent. Hi, I'm Bethany, and I've been an agent in Columbia, South Carolina for 19 years now. But I bought my first home when I was 23. I hope this will inspire you to think differently about your own home search and set you up for financial and real estate success in the future. I bought my first home when I was 23. I had already been a real estate agent for 2 years. I really didn't have a goal other than buying a home so that I could be a homeowner and not a renter. Buying a home, not renting, is what you do, right? Especially if you're a real estate agent. I knew the home would increase in value. I knew I'd sell it for more money one day and then buy a bigger, nicer home. And yes, all of that is true, but that is as far as my goal setting framework went at that point in time. I never considered what I wanted to accomplish with that home purchase long term. So there wasn't really any strategy at all to the process other than, do I like this house? And can I see myself living here? Before you start looking for your first, your second, or even your last home, please have goals in place for yourself and make sure that the home you're buying fits into those goals. The reason my goal for buying my first home didn't go beyond it being an overall smart decision is because I was not educated enough to understand the true potential of real estate investments and how real estate could financially benefit me. I wasn't even remotely tuned into thinking, how can I make money off this home? And I attribute that largely to who I was working with as clients at that point in my career. At this 2-year mark, I had worked on somewhere between 80 and 100 transactions, and all of them were your typical home buyers and home sellers buying and selling their primary residence. There were no builders or investors of any kind in the mix. So my client base did not have me focused on all the ways that you can invest in real estate. And it wasn't until I started working with our local home builder, Mungo Homes, that I started to get a peek of how to think about real estate as a business. And my knowledge base just grew from there. I started working with other investors and smaller builders, and I began counseling my own clients on how to view their home purchase as an investment and a business decision instead of just an emotional one. I lived in my first home for 11 years, I think. If I had known then what I know now, I would have moved at least 2 more times during that period, and I would have a couple more rental properties in my portfolio now. I knew that I could sell my home after 2 years and not get hit with capital gains on any proceeds. But again, at that time in my career, I just did not understand that I could buy a new primary residence with minimal down payment and turn my first primary residence into a rental property. I have 3 investment properties now, but I could have had 5 or 6 if I would have been more in tune with investing at that point in my career. I waited for years to have roommates, and I'm telling you, I should have done it sooner. I always got lucky and had really wonderful roommates, and by waiting so many years to have them, gosh, guys, I lost out on thousands of dollars I could have saved from collecting rent and utilities from them. If you are buying your first home, I strongly encourage you to get roommates for as long as you can. Once you start living alone, like I did, and you get used to it, it is so much harder to share your space with other people. Having roommates can give you more money to pay down debt like student loans and start investing early and investing more money in your retirement, as well as having a healthy savings account and emergency fund. Trust me on this one, and I promise your bank account will definitely thank you for having roommates. Not only do I regret not having roommates, but I really regret buying a 2-bedroom home because I could have had 2 roommates and made even more money. Or I could have had a roommate and still have room for my family to visit. If you can pick a 3-bedroom home, do it and go get yourself 2 roommates. As a real estate agent, there have been times where I have worked 7 days a week, especially during the summer, which is our peak season in Columbia, South Carolina. And when you spend so much time taking care of others during business hours and during what should be your personal time, you tend to forget about taking care of yourself in your own business. It's not that I have a terrible rate on my home right now. It's certainly lower than what I originally financed it for, but I could have gotten an even lower rate if I was paying closer attention to refinance opportunities for myself. And that higher interest rate does cost me thousands of dollars as the years go by. Despite these mistakes, I still own my first home today, and I do make a profit from it. I was lucky to have bought in an area that was up and coming, and my property value went up significantly, and so did the rental rates in the neighborhood. So what did you learn from my mistakes? Tell me in the comments, and if you want to learn how to turn your home into an income-producing investment, check out this next video.